Attention, you are now listening to the Extra Medium Show with your hosts, Alex and Corey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Extra Medium Show. I am Corey.
I'm Alex.
Across the room is Shaman.
Shimone.
As always.
Yes, sir.
And with the Memorial Day holiday just passing up, we decided to shift gears a little bit, get into some military-style movies.
Yes. So. I've been waiting for this episode for a while. I'm excited. Felt a little bad taking a break last week, but, a lot of stuff going on. Didn't want to interrupt any family time or any of that kind of stuff,
So military movies is too kind of broad of a category, so we kind of narrowed it down to Vietnam.
Yeah. Vietnam today. And that's just an excuse to have more episodes about war movies, too, in my opinion.
Well, there's so many.
Fine. Yeah, I'll take it.
So go ahead and start it off. When you think Vietnam movie, what do you think?
There's so many different movies that have different moods about the Vietnam War.
I get that. I'm just saying personally for you.
Personally, I'm going to go Platoon.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
That's probably my favorite.
It's solid.
That movie, it shows like you got, well, first of all, there's like the two different sides. On the American side, you have the guys who are there basically like the draftees who don't want to be there and they're just trying to make it through, and then you have the guys who almost in a sense enjoy, maybe not enjoy being there, but they
it's kind of what it's what they were born to do.
They enjoy killing the enemy, in my opinion. And then obviously, because you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So you know that they're kind of at odds throughout the whole thing, and then they also have to deal with obviously the enemy. And that movie is just so graphic, psychological, in a way, because like at the end when they're getting overrun, right before they start to get overrun, when the North Vietnamese are attacking, they're just sitting in the foxholes in the pitch black, in like jungle, pitch black. Like, how scary is that?
He sees them though.
Yeah, like
they blame it on him.
That whistle going too.
Like
you're like, oh, something's about to go down.
Like, I can't imagine what that's like, just sitting in the middle of a jungle or anywhere, honestly. But
and then they try and retreat, and the commander says, "No, you have to stay."
Yeah,
like, they know they're gonna die.
That lieutenant or whoever that was, he should not.
The one who died.
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out that in this room we have zero military experience.
Yeah,
so this is just talking from a like a movie entertainment, what seems realistic kind of.
Yeah, that lieutenant, he had no idea what he was doing. Like,
no, but you got to think a lot of those guys were just like college students that got drafted, but because they have college, they become a lieutenant.
Wasn't he in the movie? I'm not saying in real life. He was out of Ohio State, wasn't he? Because he was wearing that Ohio State gear and stuff. And
I don't remember.
My impression is he was straight out of college.
Yeah. That's the thing. You had the guys like William Dafoe's character who are just sergeants, but they've been there for years. And
when they go in that village and shoot that lady.
See, you always call me a psychopath because death and stuff like that, but.
That's where you draw the line.
No, meaningful killings. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Had no meaning. Yeah. Dude was just pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, look at Charlie Sheen. He's just stressed. I'm not saying if you're stressed, go kill someone, but I don't know. Yeah. I can't make an excuse for it, but I sort of get it. I guess. I don't know. Don't kill anyone. Probably is the thing to take away.
Who was your favorite character in that movie?
I like the guy with the staff. He was pretty sweet.
Yeah, his
who at the end when Charlie Sheen's going off. Yeah. I liked him. Or the guy that went home right before the last battle.
He was my favorite. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I would say probably that guy.
He was cool.
But it's just that movie's a lot like there's another war movie. Well, they're all going to be war movies, but there's another movie called Casualties of War, And that I think it's Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn, I think. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, but I'm pretty sure Sean Penn's character takes a Vietnamese girl like as a slave, basically.
Jesus.
And the guys in the platoon are doing things that you would assume men do to a female slave, and Michael J. Fox is not vibing with it. But then that puts him in a position because he's going against the guys who are in his platoon.
Right.
But he wants to do the right thing, but if he's doing the right thing, then those guys are against him, and you can't have your guys against you in combat. You know, it's one of those struggles where, like...
Band of brothers kind of thing.
Yeah, like, you want to do the moral thing, but you also are basically obligated to, like...
Do your job.
Do your job and stick with your guys, too, you know?
Because if you don't, you could die.
Yeah, and honestly, you see it in a lot of movies, and I don't know if this is real life, this is strictly movies. If you piss off your guys, you know, they're
going to leave you out to dry pretty much.
I mean, look at Platoon. Look at what happened there with William Dafoe and when he was trying to flank the guys. And
he just shot him.
Yeah. And then you see him running away while they're on the helicopter.
That was heartbreaking. That was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just brutal.
That was good acting.
You know what? You know what movie I think of when I think of Vietnam War?
What?
Which most people probably don't think of. Might be top 5 all-time movies for me. Forrest Gump.
Ooh.
Yeah, I actually did it.
To me, that's a Vietnam War movie.
It definitely is a large part of the movie.
Yeah.
Not even just him being there, but everything else going on before and after.
But to me, like, when I think Vietnam, I think of, like, those scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
the napalm coming in, people running away from it.
That soundtrack makes it 10 times better.
That's what I'm saying. The visual of the planes flying over the bases and stuff. That's just what I think of.
The drills and
Yeah.
I
mean, that movie's so much more than a Vietnam movie.
Yeah, but even like after he goes over, when he's visiting Washington D.C., you know, they have the protests. So that's a big part of the war too. You know, you have to acknowledge that.
I mean, it's at least half the movie.
Yeah,
takes place around the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
That part sets up the rest of the movie. So that is a main part of the movie.
I'd call it a Vietnam War movie.
Yeah,
I would say that. Have you ever seen Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah, for sure.
Hands down, yeah.
That's like basically 2 different movies in one.
When I first watched it, I was so confused. I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened? It just switched. And then I started to understand what they were trying to do. Yeah.
I've heard that the first part while they're in boot camp is like super like on point.
Realistic.
Yeah.
For the time period.
I think so. But and then the second half is kind of like trippy, I'd say.
Would you have beat him with the soap if you were there?
Well, I mean, no. I don't like running, so if it involves extra running, you know, I don't know, we might have to talk. But no, I get that, you know. And I do like in the second part when they're fighting, they're fighting in a city, you know.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in Vietnam movies.
Yeah. They're always in the jungle.
Right. But there were considerable battles in cities. So, I mean, I guess that's cool. And then the ending scene, when they're all walking away and they start singing the Mickey Mouse song. Like, that's the weirdest thing, but it's cool. It's I had a buddy of mine who was in the Army. He was telling me, he was like, that makes perfect sense. Because when you're you know, in combat and stuff like that, sometimes you have to do stuff to make it feel normal. And to them, that's what normal was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just
Mickey
started
Mouse,
saying,
you know.
Yeah, it was like back home.
Innocent.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think the guys are probably only like 18 years old anyway, so they're not old at all. So, yeah, I like that. That movie's a little trippy, though. And then another trippy movie is Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
That movie's like visually.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too.
So you guys know the plot, though. Yeah, he's getting sent to go kill an officer that went rogue, basically. Like, that's, I don't know. Just the scenes. There's the one scene where they're going down the river and they come to this one like outpost and they're under attack and it's nighttime and there's like the flares in the sky and there's like Christmas lights hanging across the river and stuff. It's just really weird. And then the one guy's looking for someone, and he's in this trench, and I forget the names of the people, but the one guy said, I need to go get so-and-so. He wakes dude up with a grenade launcher. He just like sits straight up, walks, shoots a grenade, and goes back and sits back down. It's like, what the fuck is that? But no, I like that movie. It's long, but it.
A lot of these movies are draining.
Yeah. I mean, you get that with war movies, but I think I don't like war movies that have like love stories intermixed with it. You know what I mean? It's I don't know.
It's realistic though.
I get it. Yeah, but I'm a man of the action. But like We Were Soldiers has a little bit of a love story. I mean,
I think they're just trying to balance the movie out a little bit.
I get
so
that.
It's just not so intense the whole entire movie.
I get that.
Yeah.
No.
See, I'm a fan of We Were Soldiers.
I like We Were Soldiers a lot.
Because it shows like the training that goes involved in it, and the backgrounds to this. You know, the guys' lives and what they have forward looking.
When you do like love story, not even just love stories, but when you do like backstories, you feel more for the characters that end up dying, so it makes it more emotionally.
I like
relatable.
We Were Soldiers a lot. It's probably towards the top of my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. It shows the Americans, because that's the first major battle that they were in.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know what, and he even says it. They didn't know what they were walking into.
Yeah, they didn't know the numbers of the enemy, or even that was their commanding outpost, that hill.
Yeah.
I walked right into it.
I think Mel Gibson does a great job in that movie.
Yeah.
And then the helicopter pilot, I like him a lot.
Snake shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I like him. That movie's good. And then there's that one scene in the movie where that one like squad who got cut off, they're in the grass, and then it's nighttime, and the enemy's like walking basically over top of them, but they're so covered in mud that they can't see the Americans, and then they pop up, and that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they call in the light.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then he does the broken arrow thing later in the movie too. Like when they're getting overrun, he called in broken arrow, which means that they had to drop the bombs basically on top of themselves. That's crazy. Can you imagine having to do that?
I mean, that was also in Platoon, right?
Yeah.
But under a different code name or whatever.
Yeah, when they got into the combat.
Because you know you have a chance of killing your own men doing that.
Oh, they killed their own men.
Yeah.
In both movies.
Yeah. But they also killed a lot of enemy, too.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah, the thing is to call that in and know you're probably going to hit some of your own men. You
got to live with that decision the rest of your life.
Yep, exactly.
You know?
As a commander, that's your worst nightmare, having to make that call.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't know, but I feel like sometimes you do have to do it, you know? But
save the rest of your men for the few lives that it might cause.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Some other places just have waves of guys that charge in without no consideration for their men at all. So, you know, I guess if you feel bad, that's okay. I guess. I don't know. No, there's a few, like these are heavy movies, but there's a few that are not as heavy.
Like what?
You ever seen Operation Dumbo Drop?
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
With Ray Liotta and who's the guy from Lethal Weapon? Well, whoever that guy is, they're in it. Have you seen that shit? You've never seen it?
No.
They're like a special forces group or something, and there's an elephant. I forget exactly what happens, but I know they have to move.
It's Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
And Dennis Leary.
Yeah. They have to move.
Man, I haven't seen that for a long time.
Like, I don't know why, but they have to take it to like Thailand or Laos or something. It's sort of silly, sort of serious movie.
It gives it some comedic relief.
There's a kid who is with the elephant, and he adds the little lightheartedness.
Yeah, it's something like they are over there and they form a relationship with a village or something.
Yeah,
they're doing surveillance, and then someone finds out, so they kill the village elephant. So they have to replace the elephant.
Okay.
Before like something.
But the kid was like the elephant.
It's not a great movie.
Watcher or something like that. Okay. So the kid had to come. And then obviously the kid forms a bond with the soldiers, and then I think in every movie there's always a bad, like a little hiccup they run into, but it's pretty good. But you have that. You have Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, there's a few scenes that aren't very happy at all, but I mean, it's still Robin Williams being Robin Williams, and that's all like a true story.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. You don't get a lot of...
Wasn't it you that said you weren't a Robin Williams fan?
I'm not.
But you like him in that movie.
He's okay. I prefer Robin Williams in his more serious roles.
It's weird.
And this one is kind of in between. But I'm not a huge fan of Miss Doubtfire or...
That's weird.
I know. I don't know. I think he's a little too intense for me. With the... I don't know.
But
Right,
do you think he's a good actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think he's a good actor in his more serious roles.
Yeah. Okay. Then I can understand it.
He improvised a lot, which I like.
Yeah.
I think that's when you have a really good actor, is when the director can just be like,
yeah, in the part
have at it.
Miss Doubtfire, where he's doing the thing with the dinosaurs, that was all improv.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When he's at work?
Yeah, well, where the cameras aren't rolling and he's doing like that, and the guy walks up.
Yeah.
That was all improv.
Yeah. So I'm not going to discredit him at all. I'm just not a huge fan of his comedies.
But you like that movie, that Wake Up Vietnam?
Good Morning Vietnam?
Good Morning Vietnam. I've never seen it.
Okay.
I've seen clips of it, so I know what you guys are talking about, but I've never actually seen the full movie.
Yeah, he's like a
radio
host for the Armed Forces Network or whatever, and usually it's just been like people that are like really dry, like, and the next song is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can you do his line?
I'm not gonna do it. That's too much energy right now. I'm not doing that. No, but those might be the only lightish. I don't really think you can make the Vietnam War light.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
at all.
It's a war movie, so
yeah.
That we didn't.
You can only do so much.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. What else?
You said Hamburger Hill. What was it?
Oh, Hamburger Hill.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have. It's like an 80s movie, right?
Mm-hmm. It came out the same year as Full Metal Jacket and another movie. So it never got... And another Vietnam movie. Mm-hmm. So it kind of flew under the radar.
They all just came out one by one, Vietnam movies. Just
dude, you have all the... You have it. You have Good Morning Vietnam, Platoon, Full Metal Jacket. They're all like within...
One of the few things I remember about that movie is like... there was like a fight between a black guy and a white guy about his music, and he says the N-word, and like they start in the squad, they get into a big fight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that I remember. I got that as a VHS when I was like 8 or 9 probably, and my mom took it from me because it was too brutal. I had to wait until I was older to watch it, which I guess is good parenting, but it made me want to watch it even more. But no, it's good. It's
Alex was watching that kind of stuff when he was younger, and getting it taken away.
It's all it is about them attacking a hill, and they go up in like 3 different waves, and it's just brutal, extreme casualties, and they end up taking the hill, and literally like 3 or 4 weeks later, the U.S. decides to give up the hill back to the enemy, and move on to another hill.
How upset would you have been?
Bro,
if,
that's the thing.
Your brothers in arms just died to take this hill.
For a hill.
For a hill.
Yeah.
That has no strategic advantage other than owning that land. You know? Maybe you could put like artillery up there, but yeah, for no reason. And I remember there's one scene because the hill, I think by the 3rd attack, it had rained. So it's like super muddy. They can't even climb up the hill. There's a scene where one guy is like, his arm fell off or got shot off, but he's so in shock that he's still trying to do. I think he was like the lieutenant, still trying to like call in strikes on the radio, but the radio operator's dead, and I'm pretty sure the radio is like busted, but he's in shock. So it's just crazy. Like I can't imagine that at all. They have. I think that's the movie where There's one Vietnam movie where they're on patrol and one of the guys goes missing.
That's Platoon.
Is it?
Yeah. They find the bunker, and they're searching it. They're searching it. So they tell Martin
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Yeah, I couldn't think of his
Martin
freaking name.
Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't know why I went with that name. They told him and a black dude to go to the flanks to keep post. Well, the black dude ends up going missing, and everybody's looking for him. They find him like a mile down the river, pretty much strung up.
Yeah, he was like tortured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why they go to the village and start just killing people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what set off their lieutenant to kill the lady.
Yeah. Have you seen Rescue Dawn?
Yes.
With the guy who plays Batman in The Dark Knight.
Christian Bale.
He's a fighter pilot. He gets shot down, and he's at a POW camp.
Yeah. You know how much weight he lost for that
movie? I believe it, dude.
He does those extreme. He went big and then he went small.
Yeah.
The doctors were worried about him about how much weight he lost so fast for that role. Yeah.
Dude, those like when you think of
I mean, he pulled off the role pretty well.
Yeah. Like when you watch World War II POW movies, because there's a few, like the POW camps are pretty nice, Yeah. I mean, all, for what they are. Vietnamese POW camps were not good.
Yeah.
And that movie shows it how bad it is, and it wasn't fun. He ends up escaping, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Him and another guy, but I don't think the other guy makes it. Spoiler alert. But that, and then Deer Hunter, which it's a long movie, but some people say it's one of the best movies ever made.
Really?
Like top 10 could be considered.
Wow.
In certain circles. But that has like Christopher Walken, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, a couple other guys, and they're all she doesn't go to fight, but they're all buddies. They go over to Vietnam, they get captured, and it's just horrible the conditions they're in, and then they're forced to play Russian roulette, and it's just it's gnarly. It's not just like their portrayals of like having to play that game are so real. It's wild. Like I can't. I would. If you.
I feel like I've seen that. But
you've probably seen at least a clip from that. They're like right when they pull the trigger, they're screaming, and you can you could literally see it in their eyes.
The clip that made De Niro very famous in the acting circle because he wanted to put a real bullet in the gun when he did it.
That's wild.
Yeah, but the director was like, we can't do that. So right before they did the clip, the director took out the bullet without him knowing it, and that's why he was such a good actor.
So he really thought he could have fucking...
Yeah, that's why he was so in the role of that position, role. So, yeah. Could you imagine doing that just for a role?
I mean, give
people
me $50, I'll try.
Yeah, true. Yeah, people do that for less.
I don't know. I don't think there's a way we can get out of the heaviness of all these movies. But I thought it was a good topic to cover because of what Memorial Day is, and it's there's still a lot of
people from Vietnam are still around compared to World War II.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I don't want to say I do enjoy the movies, but I don't enjoy a lot of these.
Most of the movies are at least based on actual historical events.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a way to learn.
Yeah, like We Were Soldiers takes place for the first battle in
La Drang, I think it's called. Yeah.
So it's most of them are
Hamburger Hill was a real thing.
Right.
Like, that was a real battle.
Like I mean, they are good movies. They're really good at showing the psychological effects. I think of the war. I think because it's not about most of those movies don't have scenes about like glory and stuff like that. Like some World War II movies, you have like uplifting scenes, or even older movies like The Patriot. It's not like that at all. Mm-mm. Like everyone can die very easily, and they do show that sometimes. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I enjoyed them mostly. I rewatched a couple for this episode, and it's nice. You know,
it's not nice.
It's not nice.
I have to space it out. Like,
Yeah, I can't watch them back to back to back.
Yeah, it's heavy,
You know,
man.
watch one day and then maybe 2 days later watch another one. That's what
Yeah.
I had to do at least because, like you said, they're draining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know.
Even for somebody like me who Corey calls psychotic, it can take a toll out of you. Just watching.
Shaman, yeah, he likes to keep it on in the background.
I'm not gonna say that's not true, but
Yeah.
I
Now tell me, would you have rather been like an infantryman in that war, or let's say like a helicopter pilot?
A helicopter pilot for sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
yeah, you have a lot.
dude, fighting in the
less-
jungle, you don't like.
Yeah, but you're in a helicopter, easy to shoot down.
Nah, I would pick helicopter.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with helicopter, but infantryman probably has its own, little gems. I mean, you get to bond with, the brothers.
You get to kill villagers.
There he is.
No, I'm,
Right on time.
I even said, meaningless killing, like what they did in Platoon. No, but like in Platoon, there was like the two factions. The guys who followed the one guy,
Guys
and
who did drugs and the guys who didn't.
killed everybody. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But like the guys who did all the drugs, they were mellow as hell.
Well.
You can't say if they made it back, they weren't friends for life.
What about when they were in that bunker, and William Dafoe, like, takes a hit of whatever that is,
Yeah.
and it has the shotgun and makes Charlie Sheen put his
Yeah.
mouth on the shotgun. Like, that's kind of,
I mean,
I don't know.
you're not thinking about catching anything like that. You're more likely worried about anybody catching malaria than some guy putting his mouth on a end of a pipe.
Ooh.
That came out so wrong.
All right.
Okay, well, we will move on.
I think that's gonna do it for these.
The Vietnam movies.
Yeah. I think so.
Without getting too in depth with
No.
Alex's strategies and
No, we can discuss that.
drawing
another
up
day.
stuff on the whiteboard.
We can discuss that later.
We can get into the countdown. Boom.
All right.
This week was
American Beauty.
American Beauty.
I was apprehensive about watching it at first
What's
because
that?
I had never seen it, and all the description when I looked it up said a guy falls in love with a teenager,
Yeah.
and I was like, that kind of seems a little sketch,
Mhm.
But I just, after watching it, I thought it was a fantastic movie. I mean, knowing kind of about Kevin Spacey in real life.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that's
kinda,
with that description
Looking-
going
Yeah.
in, knowing who is
Yeah.
But he does the right thing.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it's the director is the same director who did Jarhead,
Oh, okay.
and I really like that movie. And he did 1917. So I'm a big fan of his.
His character is so likable throughout
Kevin
the whole
Spacey?
movie. Yeah.
Dude, the transition from the first scene or
Yeah.
whatever to the end is just, man, like he's got it figured out. But apparently not.
Well,
But should we, before we start talking about it too much, are we going to spoil this?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
1999
99,
movie.
bro.
All right. I don't know, man. I read that the title American Beauty is like it's a rose, and you remember in the opening she's like doing stuff with her rose bush.
there's several roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that specific rose looks really nice, but on the roots and under the flower, apparently it rots, which is perfect.
It's an analogy.
Yeah, because everything seems ideal, and then literally every character has something wrong with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say I sympathize with him, but I get it.
With
I get
who?
it. With Kevin Spacey's character.
Why wouldn't you sympathize
Well,
with him?
I don't know, because I mean
I think you're supposed to sympathize
Yeah.
with him.
But like with the marriage failing, I mean, the movie kind of makes it seem like it's all the wife's fault, which granted she's like cheating on him and stuff.
Well, yeah, she does, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it had to get to that point.
Yeah, but you saw.
Yeah.
She was superficial and just wanted to put on an act.
But then he also in the beginning he just.
Are you really taking the wife's side in this?
No, I'm
She's
not.
like the most unlikable character I've ever seen.
I understand that. I'm just saying he was also like
at fault.
Like he just survived every day. He didn't live. He was just like a robot. And then in the movie, you see him breaking out of that mold, which I understand. But when he was still like that, the marriage was had already fallen apart. So it's not just her; it's him too. You don't see that's pre-movie that you don't see. You know what I'm saying?
His actions also led up to the failure of the
I'm not.
Yeah, but after a while, you just get beat down and you just turn into the robot that she wanted him to be.
I get that too. I get that. Well, that's like when they went to the party, and he was like, "Just tell me what you want me to say."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I get that. I get that. But I don't know. I don't think.
Be tripping, man.
What?
Yeah. Didn't quite like the movie like you guys.
Did you
like?
I mean, it was a good director, concept in my mind. Like it was directed well. I just didn't.
I liked the narration a lot that he had throughout the movie. I liked that a lot. I thought the scene where he there's a lot of good scenes that I liked when she pulls through the drive-through with her co-worker.
Yeah.
And he sees that they're more than just co-workers, but he's just so like, okay, this is what it is, like. Yeah, but at that point he was just like,
I don't like it's done.
He did.
No, it'd have been a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, but that's what made it so cool. It's like, it hurt her way more that he acted like that than if he would have lost his mind.
If he would have lost his mind, in my opinion, that shows that he still like loved her.
Or
with him being like, okay, like then that's just like he doesn't care.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the plastic bag?
I like it. Yeah. I get it.
It's a little much. I mean, at times I did feel like the movie was trying too hard to be deep.
Yeah.
At certain points.
Like the scene after the big ending. And the guy who earlier in the movie said when he saw the frozen dead person, he was like, I looked into her eyes and I could see God or something like that. And then there's the ending scene where
I didn't mind that.
Yeah, but it's just a little like
over the top.
Yeah.
His imagination scenes were a little over the top for me.
Yeah.
Like half the movie's just him daydreaming.
Yeah. But when you're in a situation like that, all you can do is daydream. Oh, and then what about? I mean, I don't want to say twist at the end, but I like that it didn't show. I'm gonna say he got killed, he was murdered, and it doesn't show at first who murdered him.
It does show though.
It does.
Yeah.
But the way the movie's made, there's literally like 4 different characters that had a reason basically to murder him.
Every single one of them had a motive.
Yes. So and all it shows when it does happen is just the gun.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a few minutes of like.
I thought they were gonna play that out more because like they're on the recording saying, "Do you want me to?" kill?" Like I thought that was gonna play out more.
I did read that there was a different intro to the movie where the daughter and what's his name, Ricky? I don't know, her boyfriend,
something like that,
are on trial for the murder of it because they found the tape.
Yeah,
but when they showed it to test audiences, they didn't like it so much. So they took that out, and no one on the cast and crew even knew that. So when the movie was released, they were all surprised just as much as the audience was. But yeah, dude.
Did you know what was gonna happen when he walked in the garage?
No, I thought that. I knew.
You thought that was when it was about to go down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, rightfully so. You just made this dude's son get kicked out of the house because he thought he was gay. And now you're gonna go kill the guy who you thought he was doing stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. And then he lays on the kiss, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Were you surprised, Shama? You been in that situation before?
No, but I wasn't entirely surprised.
Yeah.
So,
Like on who killed him? Or on the kiss?
on the kiss.
Okay. Who did you think killed him when that scene first happened?
I thought it was the people who killed him.
The
What do you mean the people?
Well, the
guy?
chick and the chick's boyfriend, or whatever.
Oh. But
That's
they
not who
didn't.
killed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
It was the
The
guy's
dad.
dad. The Marine.
The kissed him.
Yeah.
Because that guy knows that he's gay.
He denied him. Yeah.
Oh.
So now he's gay.
Okay, apparently I missed the whole fucking ending then.
Well,
That's why he's so against his son being gay. He's like, because he's
there was another
suppressing his gayness.
There was another proposed scene where that guy was in Vietnam, actually, and he had a gay lover that got killed in action. And then that's why he's, like, suppressed it since. But that obviously didn't.
And the mom is clearly medicated.
Oh, man.
Like, disturbing.
That's who I thought originally was going to kill him, because she was listening to that, like, self-help tape in the car with the guy.
No, not that mom.
Oh.
The
the Marine's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just out of... She's
yeah,
gone.
just staring at the wall.
And, I mean... I don't know. It makes sense, though, how angry he got at, like, the gay neighbors and... about the fact, obviously, that his son said he was gay. Like, if you hate yourself for it so much, you're going to hate other people. You know what I mean? It makes sense.
And his son just played the game. Just told him he knew exactly what he wanted to hear. So
Yeah.
he would just say.
Dude, I can't imagine that. He, like, saying yes, sir, all the time. And the drug test, random drug test.
Yeah,
Or,
but he had the system to beat it.
Dude, I don't know. That's just intense.
Yeah.
But I really did enjoy it. I thought it was like a good it represents, I think, what a lot of people are going through. Not that exact stuff, but like you have the American dream and it seems great, but there's always something right behind. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, well then also the Marine and Kevin Spacey have like at the same point in the movie like have completely different philosophies because Kevin Spacey's doing whatever he wants to do, and then the other guy's like literally says you can't do whatever you want to do. There's rules to society, and he has to live by these codes. And
just look at how much better his life got. Well, did it get better after Kevin Spacey said? Or started doing whatever he wanted when he quit his job, got the what's it called when you quit, got the money. What?
Pension?
No, he got severance. Yeah, but then he blackmailed his boss too.
Right, and then he just bought the car. You know.
See, he was happier, but everybody around him seemed to fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because
is that on him?
Could you
stop living by the rules of
sustain
society?
a life like that though?
No.
Why not?
I mean, the money's gonna run out.
You probably could, but the
that
world
money's
around
gonna
you
run out. He got a job.
That's
what he wanted to do.
Well,
He walked out with $60,000 out of that job.
Yeah.
On top of whatever he already had. He'll be all right.
For a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he did die like a year later, so
Figure out how to make another
lifetime.
Yeah.
So.
It was enough for him. No, I think more people need to stop.
But when he went out, he was as happy as he ever was.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Like at that moment. That's why like when dude looks into it, that's why I didn't mind that scene. Dude looks into his eyes and he's like, wow. Because like that look that he had on his face was like pure bliss as he was like reflecting on where he had gotten.
Like when the guy was like, your wife is out with another man and you don't care, and he was like, no, I don't care.
Well, that's what I thought. Well,
he was just like he literally did not care.
Yeah.
You could see it. And I mean,
it takes a lot to get to that point.
Well,
so
I think he had a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right, we'll rate it.
I'm gonna go 8.7.
Wow, solid.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
If you have to look at it as just a movie, not as character, like the actors themselves, you know. But I think the movie was very good. it reminded me a lot. The way it was shot and the soundtrack, or at least the score of the movie, reminded me a lot of one of my other favorite movies that I'm not going to bring up, but I enjoyed it.
Cool. It's good to keep secrets on podcast.
Well, it's one that is hated in this circle apparently. It's the initials are DD.
Oh, I know.
Donnie Darko.
It's not hated.
It's not
I
hated,
like
bro.
movie.
You just hyped it up like
Dude.
it was the best thing ever.
To me, it was.
It was
but
a
we're not
major
gonna get,
letdown.
We're not going to get in this.
It wasn't number one for a reason.
What would you rate it, Corey?
American Beauty?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 7.9.
Okay.
So
Just because it
doesn't make mine too bad. 'Cause I was
At times it
7.5.
seemed a little pretentious, and a little like they were trying too hard. And they could have cut the Daydreams in half.
I got you.
Yeah. But it was a good movie.
Yeah, I'd
Would
probably
recommend.
gone with a 7.5. Just not my type of movie.
It's probably.
But it was still, you know, a relatable movie,
Yeah.
like you said. So still in the sevens.
The comedy, I laughed a lot at Kevin Spacey, and that's what got me through the movie.
I think it's a really good movie, but you should probably watch it once. You don't need to watch it again.
No, I'm good.
I don't think so.
I'm good.
You know, but you should watch it that one time. There's movies where it definitely has a rewatch factor. This one's not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you already know what's going to happen, which adds to an effect. You know, but
Yeah, but you might catch things if you watch it a second time through.
that's
as
true
well,
too.
so.
Yeah, but I think all in all, good movie. Watch it. So next week it's gonna be Requiem for a Dream.
Oh wow,
On the countdown,
Good movie.
dude.
shit's gonna get deep in here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think the listener should give that one a definite watch. It's great. But we'll get into that next week. So that being said, what are we gonna do? What did you watch?
Yeah, go for it. Shaman, let's start with you.
Okay, so I watched an interesting movie.
Got ready this
yeah.
week.
Interesting movie this week called Vengeance
Okay.
with Nicolas Cage. And let me just say it's a Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh yeah, I love Nick Cage movies.
I mean, the message, it was...
Is he the one getting vengeance?
Yeah, he's getting vengeance for somebody he knows. She ended up getting sexually assaulted by multiple different men. And the courts were just not in her favor because the lawyer for the men...
Like at the same time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The lawyer for the men
Uh-huh.
did some loophole and was almost getting out of it, you know.
That's fucked
They
up.
got to go off on a light bail, and no one was believing her. So Nicolas Cage was actually like a detective. He was kind of on the case, but it was more his partner's case.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was watching this unfold, and he's like, I can't let this, you know, happen. So he just started killing the guys, right?
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah, but in real life, somebody's gonna put two together and realize it's the detective killing everybody.
Uh-huh.
But
Because he probably has like all the info on where they're at and stuff too, probably,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
like the one guy, he just kills in a bar parking lot, and everybody sees it, and he's like, "Oh, it's self-defense," which that could have been played off as self-defense because the guy attacked somebody else, and he was just happened to be there, which they explained how he got off on that one. But then he gets smarter and does some other things, but it's like, come on.
How many guys are there? A lot?
5.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it wasn't
Is there a love story then between him and the girl?
not really. I would say it's more like a fatherly figure.
Okay.
Like he feels responsible for her because he met her and she called him her hero. Because you know he's the town hero. He gets all the bad guys, kind of like that.
Is it like a big city or a smaller, like, or just like normal city?
It's a normal sized city.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Does he have the Nick Cage eyes in the movie?
yeah. And it's sad that when you say that, everybody knows what you're talking about. But it wasn't a great movie. I mean, it not good by standing.
No.
No, I mean,
Is it better than Con Air?
No, I actually like Con Air.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that? Of course, it's not better than Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air is a good movie. It's...
All right. I'll go next. Mine's a throwback this week.
Okay.
It seems to be on TV a lot, and when it is, I catch it. My Cousin Vinny.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love it.
Great movie. I love that movie.
I love it. What, Marissa Tomei?
I don't know.
That's who's in it, right?
Maybe.
The woman?
Yeah.
I like her though.
Yeah, of course you do. Everybody does. Yeah, it's a movie that wouldn't hold up like if it came out now because of like the circumstances.
Yeah.
It would have been so easy to clear up like the misunderstandings. But I don't know. It's just a nostalgic, funny,
Yeah.
kind of serious, but it's not serious the whole time. Like it's a very serious situation that they make a comedy out of.
Yeah, but how they play it off and how it's directed.
Let me ask you this: how much related to the plot of Legally Blonde do you think is My Cousin Vinny?
Is this like a theory you've seen?
No, when I started thinking about what happens in the movie, and it's pretty similar because you have like
somebody who really shouldn't be a lawyer is a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I mean, Elle Brooks was going. Well,
yeah, but
I'm talking more about the like blockbuster finding in the court at the end to prove innocence. You know what I'm saying? Like in that regard, it's pretty similar to that. But I mean, both of them
balls on accurate. Is that what she says? Something like that. It's an industry term.
Yeah. But I like how you did point out that in today's, it'd been real easy to figure that out.
yeah.
They would have just tested the freaking tire marks and, yep.
And plus, like, he says, like, I shot the clerk. And, like, and then they just run with it. And it's like, nah, dude, obviously. And there's cameras everywhere now. It wouldn't even have been an issue.
There's probably not a gas station around that doesn't have a camera.
2 Utes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I forget what I was about to say about it. There's something else I was about to say, but I can't remember. It's fine. Solid movie. Watch My Cousin Vinny.
I mean, if they haven't seen it,
it's refreshing to see Joe Pesci in a comedic role. Like you have Home Alone, but he's in a lot of like mob,
Yeah.
So
he's still that guy.
Well, he is. I get it. But it's he's not freaking hitting someone in the back of the head with a hammer in My Cousin Vinny, So that's
he does beat up somebody.
Does he?
Yeah, the guy in the bar.
Yeah.
Didn't pay up.
Well, I mean, you can't take the whole thing out of him, I guess.
But I think the difference between Legally Blonde, though, like, Vinny's not the main character of My Cousin Vinny. Is he?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is he or is the kid?
Oh, no, it's definitely Vinny.
Vinny's the main character?
I would say.
Because they follow the kid from the start. Vinny doesn't even get introduced until 30 minutes in.
They touch on the kid being in jail. They stay with Vinny in the woods, in the hotel, the diner, going out and investigating the houses with the leads and stuff.
What about the judge saying he can't wear his suits anymore in the courtroom?
I mean,
that's pretty, normal. I mean, you have to dress for court.
That's petty though. Like
it's a suit.
It was a freaking homecoming suit.
Hey,
doesn't matter.
And then it was a jacket.
Hey,
doesn't matter.
Suit's a suit.
I mean, you have to dress for the job, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was clearly doing the best he could.
I agree.
But that's what's strange about that movie is that, like, if you guys say Joe Pesci is the main character, Vinny is the main character, you don't see the main character of the movie for...
That's true.
A solid part of it.
I mean, there's movies that do that.
I mean, look at Saving Private Ryan.
That's true.
You don't see the person.
But he's not the main character. Tom Hanks is the main character.
I understand that, but the movie's named after him.
Yeah, that's true.
It
kind of like builds up the anticipation of this guy, this person. It's like,
and then you're like, oh shit, it's just Matt Damon.
What would you rate it?
9.7.
No. 7.5.
Okay, that's a decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those movies where it's a fun rewatch.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like-
You can rewatch it and still,
Yeah, it's fun.
laugh.
You know. I just watched. It's been out for a few years, but I haven't heard of it. The Lost City of Z.
Oh,
Or
really?
Zed. is what
Never
they
even
say.
heard of it.
I like that movie.
It's Charlie Hunnam, I think is his last name, the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
And he's an explorer. Well, technically, he's in the British Army. His name is Percy Fawcett.
He's a map maker.
Yeah, he's in the army, and he wants his. So first of all, his dad did something to tarnish the family name, and he couldn't,
He couldn't progress in society because his dad fucked up.
Yeah, and all these other officers are getting medals and stuff, and for bravery and he has nothing, and it's the classic like.
He wants to do more.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to get recognized.
So he gets an offer from these people. I forget they're like a government agency in England, and they say there's about to be a war between Brazil and some other country next to Brazil because of the border. They couldn't figure it out, and so they asked England to bring over cartographers to map the border. So as a third party, as a neutral party,
Right.
So he goes over, and he hears about this basically a lost city of gold. That's in the Amazon, and he's looking for that while he's doing the mission too. He does the mission. Does he make it the first time?
He
doesn't find the city the first time.
He finds pottery the first time, which sparks his drive to find it.
Because it
go
shows
back.
there was advanced.
More advanced civilization than what they had thought was there.
Yeah.
Because they had pottery, they just thought they were cavemen.
Basically,
much.
Yeah.
So pottery was a sign of intelligence. So he ends up going back to England to get a new, to get more funds to do another thing.
And he ends up finding this guy who said he'll finance it, but he wants to go with him.
Yes. He ends up taking his son the second time.
No. Second time he goes with this guy, and he has two other guys that are in the army that go with him. And the trip turns out shitty, big time, because he wants to befriend the natives, and the guy who goes with him doesn't. He doesn't trust them at all. He ends up getting hurt. They can't go on with him because he can't move, basically. So they give him their last horse, and they point him in the direction of where people can help him. But before that guy leaves, he ends up poisoning all their food.
Wow.
So they have to go back too. They assume he died while they're back in London. He has a meeting with the other two soldiers about like what went wrong. Turns out that guy's sitting at the table. The guy who got injured sitting at the table. He made it, but now he's saying that Percy Fawcett left him to die, which wasn't the case at all. So Percy Fawcett just quits that service. He doesn't want to do it anymore. But then World War I starts. He gets basically recalled since he's an officer. Ends up fighting in World War I. Gets chlorine gassed, so he loses his eyesight for a while. Then when that heals, he still has a desire to go back and find the lost city of Z. And his son's older at this point, and they had a bad relationship because Percy was always gone. He takes him on the trip, and they basically get lost forever.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
he never finds the city.
He might have found the city.
Here's the thing. He told the guy who.
But he never gets to tell anybody.
He told the guy who's in charge of that thing that sent the map makers out. He was like, "I have this compass. If you get this compass back, that means I found the city, but I'm not coming back." So in the movie, they get captured by a tribe of I don't know if they're cannibals, but they're definitely like no bueno, and it shows them being carried off. You can assume they died, but then there's a scene after that, months or years later. It's his wife who goes to see that guy who's in charge of that company, and she was like, "I got this in the mail, and they told me to give it to you, and it's that compass."
Oh.
I don't know whether or not that's true. The whole story before that is true. whether or not the compass is real, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it
the
could've been
movie
just
opens it up because it shows that they probably died, but then again, you see the compass, and what are the chances of someone finding that compass, sending it to his wife, and then
The movie leads you to believe that he did find it.
Yeah, and he just didn't want to come.
He points out that could just been part of the movie.
Yeah,
But it is a good movie.
Yeah,
I liked
it's
it.
really cool. It's a lot like Tarzan, kind of like that's what they look like, and at first I thought it was a Tarzan like live action, but that wasn't it. But it was cool. It shows like them like trekking through the jungle, which was not fun at all, and it
Getting
shows
attacked by natives.
And the native people were actually real natives in the Amazon that they filmed. So
damn.
Yeah, I heard it was like miserable to film and everything because they were in.
I'm sure they were properly compensated too.
Wow. But yeah, it's not the best movie, but it's pretty good. It's fun.
Yeah, it wasn't a blockbuster movie, but I think
it's the whole idea of adventure's fun. You know what I mean? Like it was nice.
What would you rate it?
Like a 7.6. I enjoyed it.
Better than My Cousin Vinny?
Nah.
But you would rate My Cousin Vinny higher than 7.5?
Probably.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, I don't know. Give it a whirl if you want to watch it. It's pretty good. I mean, it has the guy Charlie Hunnam, and he's like a Paul Walker. He's not like a really great actor, but for what he does, it's pretty good.
He's likable.
You know what I mean? I'm not knocking Paul Walker either, but let's be honest. He's
what
not
he
winning
started
any
in,
Oscars.
what he started in, he played it really well.
Yeah.
But he...
Yeah. So,
all right.
But I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, that's going to wrap us up. As usual, give us a follow at The Extra Medium Show on Instagram. Find us on Facebook, email, hit that subscribe on YouTube, wherever.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Nope.
Anything from you, Shaman?
No.
Just stay safe. See you later.